What's up guys, my name is Lin Nyunt and in today's video I'm showing you what's in my camera bag. So let's kick things off first with my main vlogging camera, my point and shoot, the one that I use probably about 80% of the time. This is the Canon G7X Mark II. I had heard a lot of YouTubers talking about this camera and so I decided that this was probably the one for me to get. I made the comparison between the Sony RX100 and this camera right here, and this is half the price. So I figured this one would be the one to try and I love it. It's a fantastic camera. I've been able to shoot some really fantastic cinematic sequences on this as well. A couple of my latest vlogs in Kyoto looking at the cherry blossoms was shot on this. The aperture on this opens up to f1.8, which means it goes very wide and gets that shallow depth of field, that blurred background that everyone loves. Other things I love about this camera are the flip-up screen. That's fantastic. I've yet to get a little wind muff thing that goes on top here. I do apologize for some of the videos that I've made which have got a bit of that wind noise coming through. I've been meaning to get something to go on there to reduce that. This is around $500 US, so half the price of the Sony. Highly recommended if you're looking to get into vlogging. But that being said, you know, my very first vlogging camera was my phone. My very first vlog back in 2015 was shot on my phone, as well as my Kinkakuji in the snow vlog. So if you're just starting out vlogging, I suggest try on your phone, see if you like it, and go from there. Next up is my DSLR. Right now I'm shooting this video on my Canon 600D. It was my previous camera before I upgraded to the Canon 80D, which I wanted to get for a couple of reasons. The main reason why I wanted to get this camera was because of the autofocus. So this is a really great camera, again, very popular amongst YouTubers. It has the flip out screen again, so you can vlog with it, and especially when you pair it with this lens, the Canon 10 to 18. This is Casey Neistat's lens. I'm not gonna lie, I was very influenced by the equipment choices when it came to my gear from Casey Neistat. The great thing about it is it goes to 10 millimeters, so it goes nice and wide, especially when you're vlogging, you want to be able to get those nice wide shots. And I've used this on many occasions when I've been just vlogging with my DSLR. Because it goes nice and wide, I've been able to get those wide landscape cinematic sequences happening as well with this lens. The lens that I'm shooting on right now is the kit lens that came with the 600D. It's the 18 to 55. A lot of people give kit lenses a bad rap, but when it comes to just starting out with your gear, the kit lens is fine. It does a really decent job. A lot of the gripes that people have with kit lenses is that the aperture doesn't go wide enough, so you don't get a really shallow depth of field. And also, in terms of the image quality, it's just not as sharp as a lot of the more higher end lenses. The next lens that I'm going to talk about is the Canon 50mm 1.8. This is the nifty 50 $100 prime lens. Super popular because the image quality that you can get out of this lens for $100 is second to none. It's a 1.8mm lens, which means the aperture goes nice and wide for some killer bokeh or shallow depth of field. And you're able to get some really nice looking crisp images out of it as a result. One of the downsides of this lens is that because it's a 50mm, on cameras like the 600D and the 80D, they're crop sensor cameras. So what that means is that these lenses zoom in a bit more by a factor of 1.6. What that means is that a 50mm lens becomes an 80mm lens, so it zooms in a bit more, which means that you need to step back a bit to get your image in frame. The other downside of this lens is that it's not image stabilized. So you're going to get a little bit of shakiness in this. I've shot a few videos where it's come out really quite shaky. That's especially true if you're just doing this handheld. There are a few different hacks that you can do, like using the camera strap around you like this. You can shoot with the camera strap around you just for a little bit of extra stabilization. The other thing that you can do with the 80D is that you can shoot at 60 frames a second. so then you can slow down that video to make it a little bit smoother. With all of these lenses, I've had to get some neutral density filters just to reduce the amount of light that's coming in when I'm having that aperture nice and wide. So these filters are just XC source. This is my 52mm that goes with my 50mm 1.8. This was only about $20 on Amazon, 2,000 yen on Amazon. It's a variable ND filter. All of my filters are variable, which means that I can adjust the amount of light that's coming through there. For my 18 to 55, which I'm shooting on right now, I've got a 58mm, again from XC source. And then for my 10 to 18, I have a 67mm variable ND. My next camera is something that I bought just recently as a GoPro. This is the GoPro 5. I don't use it very much at all. I got it when it was on sale for about $300 when I was leaving Australia, and I was able to get the tax back on it on duty free. So I thought that was a really good deal, which is why I picked it up. I probably wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. In terms of audio, on the G7X Mark II, I'm shooting just with the audio off of the camera. It's not the best, but I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people say it is. Right now I'm shooting with a Lavalier mic. This is from Technica. Nice cheap microphone, about $20 or $30 on Amazon. It's the ATR 3350. And then the main microphone that I use when I'm shooting on my DSLR is the Rode Videomic Pro. They've recently upgraded this particular model, but this is doing just fine for me. One thing that I cannot live without is my Gorillapod Bendy tripod, which I use for all of my vlogging. In saying that, in my past few vlogs, all I've been doing is been holding this handheld, and that's worked out really well. But this is fantastic when I want to get some time lapses and attach it to a pole somewhere, or attach it to the bottom of my next item. My next item is my latest purchase, and that's the Zhiyun Smooth Q. I really don't know how to pronounce this. I've heard so many YouTubers say so many different pronunciations of this particular product, but I've used this mainly for moving time lapses and hyperlapses. I haven't used it a lot as a straight out gimbal for my phone. And finally, is a toy that I absolutely love. It is the DJI Spark. I absolutely love this drone. This was one that I got about July, August last year, and I've been able to shoot some really beautiful video with it. I am considering upgrading to the Mavic Air, but for now, this is a really great drone. A couple of other items. Something that I use quite often is this Monopod, which is just an Amazon Basics monopod, which I got for about $12 or so. This current camera is attached to a Manfrotto BeFree Live tripod. When I'm shooting out and about, I don't take a tripod with me very often. There's only been a couple of occasions when I have taken it with me, like when I went to Hiroshima and I was filming Hiroshima Castle. And something that I don't use very often and I'm still learning how to use is this Steadicam. It's one that I got for about $60 on Amazon. It's a no-name brand and didn't come with any instructions, so I had to watch a few YouTube tutorials to learn how to calibrate this thing. And it's still a technique that I'm learning how to use. I have considered buying a gimbal like a Zhiyun crane, but for now, I think I'll try and learn how to use this. It is bulky, but it's good to learn how to use something like this as well. As for the camera bag itself, I've got this off-toko camera bag from Yodobashi Camera. It's about $80, 8,000 yen. Plenty of pockets. Space back here for a laptop. This middle compartment has space for memory cards and cables, batteries as well. And you'll notice what they've got is they've got this panel here. This panel is Velcro and you can pull that out and this all becomes one big space. On the front, you've got pockets, one here, one here. Now this is unique. On the side here at the bottom, this is where you've got a pull-out compartment and you can store your camera and your lenses there. Got nice padding on the back here for back support, the shoulder straps as well, nicely padded. And that's my camera bag. That's all for today. Let me know in the comments below what camera gear you use to make your videos. I'll be making a video every day in April as part of VEDA, so be sure to like and subscribe. My name is Lin Nyunt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.